Can Garchomp work out in the Great League? Well, that's what we're here to find out today. So the team here I'm using below is Garchomp backed up with Double Water, using the Qwilfish as a safe swap, closing with the Jellicent. This team is actually a complete ripoff of Wallower's team, using the same exact Pokemon, except for Shadow Flygon instead of the Garchomp. And that video is actually what inspired me to try out Garchomp in the Great League to begin with, because I saw that and I was like, Dragon Tail Shadow Flygon, like how different could that be from Garchomp? I checked out the stats on PvPoke and they got a relatively similar stat product, like damage wise and damage taken wise. I'd say Garchomp is like somewhere between Shadow Flygon and normal Flygon. Of course, link in the description to Wallower's video if you want to learn more about this particular line, using what I'd consider to be a much better Pokemon for the Great League. But does Garchomp have the chutzpah? Does it have what it takes to take on the Great League meta, even though it's not as good as Flygon? Well, that's what we're here to find out. As far as the IVs are concerned, my Garchomp here is the rank 25 Garchomp. My whole community had nothing but a weather bonus going on, and I think this is actually the best possible Garchomp you can get with a weather bonus. So hey, had to build it, had to try it out there. And then when it comes to my Qwilfish and my Jellicent here, they're like rank like 150s to 300, so definitely not the greatest, but not super terrible. I remember in Wallower's video, he was using an attack-weighted Qwilfish. I didn't see any breakpoints myself, but maybe there was some detail I was missing from the video. I only watched it pretty lightly there. Sorry, Wallower. But if you want to get on more tech for this team, of course, in the description to Wallower's video. And if you're wondering about my setup here, did I move? What's going on? I'm actually just visiting my parents for the week, so this is my dad's office. Recording from there. Got to keep up that YouTube grind. At any rate, let's get into the videos here. So as far as the sets go in this video, I'm showing you 6 battles. One is a complete set. This one is a bonus battle from when I was rank 18 here, up against Stunfisk, because I wanted to show off the Stunfisk matchup. Wallower will talk about this many times in his video, but the big money maker, the big selling point for the Qwilfish is how it can knowledge gap these Stunfisks who think they can bait you out, land the Earthquake, and threaten you, but you get to that Aqua Tail just so wicked fast that usually you're going to be coming outright on those matchups. And here you can see that I'm constantly overcharging my Aqua Tail there. I just want to make that, Stunfisk feel like it's safe, feel like it can maybe bait and reach the Earthquake and win, give it a little false sense of security there, but nope. Aqua Tail, coming rapid, super fast action there. Overall, I'm still not convinced that Qwilfish is a super meta Pokemon. Like, I didn't include it in my top 10 Season 8 winners video. Link in the description to that if you missed it. I still have that impression, even though it is doing really good work here, because I feel like a lot of the wins it's getting is from knowledge gapping the opponents. They just don't know how fast Qwilfish is, what damage it can dish out, and how much it can handle. So I feel like for the time being, it is able to muscle over a lot of opponents who don't know what's going on. Here I'm sticking in against the Golbat because neither of my Pokemon really want to fight a Golbat raw, so I'm trying to weaken it down as much as I can. And fortunately, they do let these Aqua Tails through, underestimating the damage from the Qwilfish there, so my Garchomp is able to Dragon Tail it down. And then we got Medicham in the endgame. They are up a shield, so if they, land, I guess, the Psychic on Jellicent and get the debuff and then land the second Psychic, they could possibly win. But I'm just beating them down as much as I can here, trying to weaken them up. They KO me with the Ice Punch, coming in with the Jellicent, and they just give up. They're not trying to play any weird games here. It's Jellicent versus Medicham. What are you going to do? And then from here, we are going to be going into straight sets against opponents. 5 uncut here, although sped up to 1.5 speed, so you don't have to watch like a 25-30 minute video on this meme team. So my opponent here is leading in with the Altaria, which is a really annoying matchup for the Garchomp. Here you can see how Flygon would be a bit better than the Garchomp because I do reach the Sand Tomb, 40 energy cost charge move. Dragon Claw is a 35 energy cost charge move, so you'd reach that sooner. And then you'd also actually be able to get a shield from the Altaria, which is another perk. But it's not too bad. Altaria is wounded, it is debuffed. And the Jellicent is mighty quick, so I'm racing to that Aqua Tail, and I do reach it before they reach the Sky Attack, which is really nice. And then you can see I just missed the KO. Maybe this is the secret to Wallower's attack-weighted Jellicent. I kind of doubt it, but maybe. my gut opinion is that maybe it's one that he had built from the past, and he just doesn't want to build twice, you know? So I bring in Jellicent against Toxicroak that they swapped in. I guess they didn't want to get farmed down by the Qwilfish, which is, you know, perfectly reasonable. That thing can load up on energy fairly quickly. But yeah, Jellicent v the Mud Bomb boy here, pretty good matchup for me. Like, most fighting type Pokemon don't want to fight Jellicent. Take it out with the Shadow Ball. They're preserving their shields because they know they don't have a whole heck of a lot to do against Jellicent. And then for their final Pokemon, they have a Azumarill. And that's pretty good because I got a mostly full HP, like 7/4 HP Qwilfish in the back ready to go. But they do have 2 shields, and Qwilfish kind of feels like a shadow Pokemon almost. It's not very tanky at all. So I can only really tolerate 2 charge moves from this thing. So I go in for the Aqua Tail bait, and I am successful. So now the potential to win, it is in sight. I can barely tolerate any damage, so it's not great. I shield it up. It's one of these freaking Play Rough Azumarills that I keep running into. Everybody's running Play Rough Azumarill lately. It's really annoying. But I go in for the Sludge Wave, and they actually perfectly caught it with their Altaria. Good win condition right there. But they shielded up the Altaria for some reason. I don't know why. Were they close to a Sky Attack? And that cost them the match. They just ducked out there. They knew they goofed up. So, took the victory. Now, for my next opponent in this set, we have... Like, I already know what it is. I'm just waiting for the battle to start. We have Skarmory. Spoiler alert. Yeah, so it's Skarmory. Skarmory is a really bad lead. A bad swap-in in general. Just something that you don't want to fight because it's got good neutral damage against everything on this team. And, you know, the Flygon / Garchomp has nothing to do against it. But, yeah, I swap immediately to the Qwilfish. Try to bait something in, you know. But what I do draw in is the Toxicroak, which isn't great either because they got Mud Bomb spam, so I really need to shield up their rapid action charge moves too, just as much as they're going to need to shield up mine. So overall, we're not off to a great start here. Really bad lead that they're probably going to have stuck on me for a while, but fortunately they do let their Pokemon go and they bring in the Politoed. So against Politoed, I'm kind of guessing I can tank a Weather Ball and reach the Sludge Wave, but I was mistaken, and I got KO'd. Yeah, it barely took me out, but the Mud Shot, especially coming off of a Shadow bonus, just too much, so it took me out. So now I'm bringing in my Garchomp to just deal as much fast move damage as I possibly can to this thing to hopefully wear it down and not let it get shields from my Jellicent here, because this is a pretty dire situation. I need Jellicent healthy to take on that Skarmory in the end game, so just not a great position overall. I do get the shield though. I do get the shield, which is big and probably helps this fight like infinitely. I reach the Shadow Ball, and overall, Skarmory throws Brave Bird, Skarmory throws the Sky Attack. I'm going to be shielding it up and working towards that endgame win there. So thank you, Garchomp, for being so unpredictable. They probably thought it was an Earth Power Garchomp because it's the community day. They weren't expecting that Sand Tomb, so Sand Tomb took him out. Because, I mean, who's going to run double Ground Garchomp as a meme team here? I didn't discuss that, I guess, earlier on. This is double Ground Garchomp. I feel like if I'm up against the flying type Pokemon, there's no way in heck I'm going to reach Outrage before going down. So I may as well just go double Ground and throw people off that way. So if I do end up reaching 2 moves with the Garchomp, then it's like, oh, they're just going to Sand Tomb again. And then psych, it's Earth Power. Or if I threw Earth Power earlier, then they're like, oh, that's the Earth Power. And then psych, it's actually Sand Tomb. So that's me trying to be big brain about it. And hey, it works out. It works out. What can I say? Definitely would appreciate having Dragon Claw more though. So now we're up against another horrific Pokemon to see in the lead, and that is Abomasnow. I think my opponent might have gotten hit with a little bit of lag there, or maybe they were just trying to wait to see what I was going to do, because that was a very obvious swap from my part. So I swap to the Qwilfish and try to do whatever I can. They bring in Hypno, which is also quite terrifying and horrific because it's a psychic Pokemon using confusion, so really big hard counter to the Qwilfish. I think they're trying to farm me down, so rather than spamming Aqua Tail, I'm going to just go for the Sludge Wave, thinking that they think that they got it hot when they don't, and it ends up working out. I take them out, and you know, then I go for the Aqua Tail, try to do as much damage as possible to this frickin' Abomasnow as I can, before getting taken out here. Like, I don't care if it, like, you know, shields the Aqua Tail and then farms me because it's like I can't reach a bigger move or not. They did shield, so that's, you know, in my favor there. And yeah, I bring out the Jellicent. I don't know the speed of reaching Energy Ball. I imagine they reach Energy Ball sooner than I can reach Hex. But if I can reach Hexes and get shields from them or possibly take them out, then that could help me win here. So I'm going all in, hoping to take them out with the Jellicent. They reach their next charge move. It's probably an Energy Ball. I'm not playing any games here. I shield it. And then they swap to Umbreon. And I swap immediately to my Garchomp. I think they were trying to catch the Shadow Ball. Didn't work out for them. Because I was anticipating maybe them trying to swap at that point there. Because, you know, obviously Jellicent was ready to ground and pound them. So Garchomp coming in against this. And yeah, we're in another situation where it'd probably be a lot nicer to have Flygon here for just not only bigger damage in general, but being able to use the Dragon Claw. Fortunately, I reached the Earth Power. Umbreon's not in a great position. It can get taken down by the Ice Beam, and I threw the Ice Beam too early. Like, I know I can't take an Energy Ball, and I know I can tank a Foul Play, so I could have stayed in and farmed up a little bit more, and you can see here I am just off by one fast move. Like, I was really kicking myself with this one, because I was like, come on, Ryan Swag, you know better. But, you know, in the heat of the moment there, sometimes you're just not thinking that well, and it costs you the match. So learn from my mistakes. You can tank a Foul Play. You definitely cannot tank an Energy Ball. Farm a little bit before taking down that Umbreon. Learn from the Swagman's mistakes here. So we got, perfect IV001 leading in with the Jellicent. So another nightmare lead for this team that I imagine the Flygon does a little bit better because you can put on pressure with the Dragon Claw. Garchomp doesn't really have anything in the way of pressure. And yeah, this person knows better. They're like, there's no way that's an Earth Power or an Outrage, so I'm just going to let that through. And I was hoping they'd go for the Bubble Beam because that was like the only way I could possibly plus in this situation. But it was the Ice Beam. So I bring in my Jellicent to try to fast move them down. This is like my first go at using Jellicent, so I don't know the matchup super well. And I decided to throw the Shadow Ball right away because I don't know if they got Shadow Ball. Are they Bubble Beam, Ice Beam? You know, I don't know. They probably are, but I'm already behind. Maybe I should have played that game, you know, take that gamble there. It didn't work out. But yeah, then they bring in Shadow Snorlax. I swap the Qwilfish onto the Shadow Snorlax. And of course, they have a Shadow Magnezone in the back. Like, why wouldn't they have a Shadow Magnezone in the back? So I'm getting hard countered, like, left and right against this team. It's not going good. They're throwing the Mirror Shots. I'm shielding them because I need to reach that Aqua Tail. I need to get shields. I need anything to try to help me get ahead in this fight. And fortunately, they threw right away. So they're not farming up big energy to just obliterate my Jellicent. And I go in for the fast move farm down. They're throwing the obvious Wild Charge. Even if it was Mirror Shot, I'd still be shielding up here because any charge move from them is going to take me out. They bring in the Shadow Snorlax, and now, at this moment, we're going to find out, can double Ice Beam KO? Is there a glimmer of hope with double Ice Beam? They don't even get in the yellow. They have previous damage. It's an end game here. It's over. I throw the Ice Beam anyways, because like I made it this far. I may as well duke it out, and they make it. So yeah, hard countered left and right here. This isn't so much a neg on Garchomp or this team. It's just that sometimes your opponent just has all the right picks to make your life miserable. Then we got my final opponent here, leading in with Politoed, which is a bit better, because I know I can tank a Weather Ball in a pinch, and I know how fast they can reach Weather Ball because I use Politoed myself, and I'm able to perfect catch that Weather Ball with my Qwilfish here. So taste it, man, taste it. And here I'm kind of curious if I can reach the Sludge Wave in time against the Frenzy Plant. Clearly I can't. And any grass type Pokemon up against Qwilfish knows that Qwilfish has like Ice Beam and Sludge Wave it can throw at it. So I'm hoping I can get a shield here. I can. And even though I'm not fast enough to reach a Sludge Wave raw against a Frenzy Plant, with that bait in, with the Aqua Tail, I am able to reach the Sludge Wave and just completely obliterate the heck out of our friend Venusaur. Now here you might be curious, why didn't I save up for a Sludge Wave? Why am I going straight for the Aqua Tail? Well, as we've learned, I'm not going to tolerate a weather ball here with the mud shot coming right after it. So I may as well do as much damage as I can, especially since I'm going to be probably fighting this thing with a Garchomp. You know, I may as well just try to hurt it as much as possible. They bring in A9, and Garchomp is super weak against A9 there, but I don't want to take all that big charm damage. Like, I don't want to draw out the fight with Jellicent. And fortunately, I do get a shield from them as well. So good job, Garchomp. You know, that whole knowledge gap situation, maybe they thought it was an Earth Power because it was Earth Power Garchomp Day yesterday, worked out for me. And then with the debuff there, I'm pretty sure Shadow Ball normally wouldn't OHKO, but here it OHKOs. And we're up against Politoed, up a shield in the end game here. I just burped, sorry guys. But yeah, they reach a charge move. I shield up anyways because, you know, it could be an Earthquake and I don't want to be a fool. So I shield it and they end up backing out because Shadow Ball, it's coming. So can Garchomp work out in the Great League in Pokemon Go with Dragon Tail? I think it can. I think it's pretty decent. Of course, the Shadow Flygon is probably going to be the same idea, but much better. I'd have to say with my experience with using this quote-unquote meme team here, memeing with the Garchomp, I did go 7-8. My second set was a 1-4, but I'd say like 2 or 3 of those matches from that 1-4 was me just like learning what these Pokemon can and can't tank. This was my first time using Qwilfish. This was my first time using Jellicent, so I don't have a lot of experience with these Pokemon. And of course, my first time using Garchomp. However, I never expected Garchomp to tank anything because this thing is so glassy. But yeah, if you want to try out Wallower's team, or if you want some more matchup data with this back line here, link in the description to Wallower's video. He definitely goes over everything far more in depth than what I went through in this particular video, where I'm just showcasing Garchomp, showing what it can do there. And I'd have to say, if you don't have the Shadow Flygon, I think Garchomp can work. Just don't expect it to be the best team getting you 5-0s every single day of your life type team there. Now, if you did enjoy this content, you like seeing battle videos with the Swagman, well, I suggest you subscribe because I do have less of a meme team video coming out tomorrow, one that's not using Garchomp, of course. That has been pulling me some pretty great wins in the Great League in Pokemon Go there, so make sure to subscribe to check out that video. I'm not going to tell you what the hype Pokemon is for this next video, but I will play a sound clip. So I want you to comment below, tell me what you think the mysterious Pokemon is for my video tomorrow. At any rate, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. SwagTips. I'd also like to give a special shout out to these Patreon supporters. If you'd like to support Swagman on Patreon, link in the description. Is this lighting great? No. Is this lighting horrible? Also no.